ownership.
One of the purposes for classroom instruction that works is to help teachers develop a common language for instruction so that they can have really good conversations about instruction and become more effective as teachers. And part of that is this really fun part of looking back on what really happened in the lesson and what can we learn from that. So going forward, we're able to be even better teachers and help our students learn even more. So if we could take a little while to talk about that. What did we learn from this? What really went well in the lesson, and what might we do differently next time?
I thought for my lesson what went really well was the student engagement. I thought they were really, paying attention, really putting in a good effort to really try to interpret the graph and the pictures that went with it. One part I'd like to do different would be maybe to have more collaborative groups, or maybe give them a chance to see if they could create a picture graph prior to tomorrow's lesson, and just give them a chance to really see where they're at, or what can I skip over for tomorrow's lesson.
I have to piggyback off of what Ryan said. I think the student engagement, and I was really excited about the conversation they were having within their centers as they were going through the activities. The one thing I would change, maybe I would do it further along in the lesson, it's still an idea that I have, would be to maybe give them a choice of musicians. So in turn, they could research specific jazz musicians and then do a compare and contrast, identifying similarities and differences with the musicians that they research. Because now I think there may be 16 different jazz musicians that we have, instead of maybe 8 or 4 that we could compare and contrast. So maybe narrowing it down a little bit instead of leaving it so broad.
Jamie has worked very hard with her cooperative grouping, and sometimes I believe when we're working with students, it's hard to let go and trust that they're going to keep that level of rigor even if you're not sitting there.
And they're used to us sitting there with them, guiding them, and I think maybe one of the drawbacks is we're not, like Silly said, we're not used to taking that step back and just watching, and they do rely on us. So that's something that we're going to work on with the cooperative grouping. Trusting them to do the right thing and keep the roles within the groups.
I think that's what we see a lot of times with the strategies, that when you're really deep into their use, you've transferred more of the responsibility for the strategies to the students, and that's sometimes a really hard step for teachers to take, but I think at least you've brought that to the conscious level now, and you're saying, oh, we can think about this, and how might we do this, and it's a little scary at first, I think, both for you and for them, as they're trying to figure out, can I do this? Is this going to be okay? Should I be looking to the teacher to help me do this? So I think you've found some good ways to do that.